Welcome back for game 2 of our doubleheader between Utah Valley Wolverines against the Missouri Kansas City Kangaroos. Game 1 was complete dominance by the Kangaroos. 11-7 victory. It was a more dominant performance until later in the game when the Wolverines had a grand slam shot by Vans Way. Brittany Vans Way hit a grand slam that brought the Wolverines within 4, but that's as close as the game got. I'm Josh Monson, alongside me Kyle McDonald. Kyle, this is game 2. Do you think there were some adjustments made, and if there was, what were some of those adjustments that you would have made?
Well, it all starts with the Wolverine defense. I mean, they gave up. They had 4 errors in that first inning, and it led to 6 Missouri Kansas City runs, in those first 3 innings, and you can't have that. And you got to play solid defense, especially when your pitchers aren't strikeout pitchers. They depend on you, and so that's. And then the other thing is Wolverine hitters have to, in a sense, maybe change their mentality as they get up to the plate. Instead of swinging for the fence or swinging to drive the ball out of the ballpark, take the pitch, hit the pitch as it comes, where it's pitched, and just go with it. And,
I couldn't agree more with you, Kyle. Kyle, would you do the honors of introducing the Wolverines to us defensively?
Yes, I will. Pitching for the Wolverines is Kaylee Christensen, who finished off game 2. So Nikki Palmer, felt that she did a good job, and will continue to roll with her right here at the start of game 2. She has a 1-7 record this year with a 7 ERA. Her catcher is Corey Barrios, sophomore. Playing center field is Morgan Smith. Playing left field is Megan Pay. Right field is Aaron Romero. At first base is Brianna Gatlin. Second base, Brittany Vansway, who, like Josh said, had the huge grand slam in game 1. At shortstop is Tiani Hensley. Third base, Taylor Williams. And the designated player is Jalen Watson. Basically the same lineup that Coach
Palmer?
That Coach Palmer went with in the first game. Excuse me about that. Sorry about that.
No, you're just fine. And we have the first pitch underway. It was a called strike for Kaylee Christensen. Second pitch, just outside. Leading off for UMKC is Brooke Parker, the speed demon. She got on a couple of errors in the first game, but also had a hit and an RBI to help UMKC score 11 runs last game. 1-1. Now 1-2. Kelly Christensen ahead in the count.
Yeah, when Kaylee Christensen came on, she came on in the 5th inning in game 1, and she did a real good job of keeping, the Ruse hitters off balance, with their changeup. She just needs to throw strikes like she did to end that game 1, and kept UVU in the ball game.
Fifth pitch of the at-bat, just outside, gives us a full count. Parker also had a stolen base last game, gave her 28th of the season. For those of you that weren't listening in the first game or missed the first game, Parker's the leading stolen base player for UMKC history of softball. So she's a speed demon, and she's on with a single. Hard ball hit right to Williams. It went right off her mitt to Hensley, and just couldn't throw her out in time.
Little hot shot to third base, and it tipped off the edge of her glove and bounced right to Tiani Hensley. But, the speed of Parker just too much. She beat out that throw.
It's so fun to see in softball. An infield hit is very probable and very likely.
Oh, yeah. Infield singles are the name of the game.
Now to bat, Bree Wyatt. She is playing left field. A bunt goes foul, trying to advance Parker onto second. Wyatt.
Yeah, it looks like it's almost the same lineup for Missouri Kansas City as it was in game one, except for the shortstop, who is Kelsey Goodwin instead of Kelsey Leach. But still a Kelsey.
And she's going for the stolen base. And she got it again. Brooke Parker. She's got one in the first game, and she's got one in the second game. That would be her 29th. So she is 29 for 33 on stolen bases.
Well, that's her role, is to get on base, steal a base, and put herself in scoring position for a dangerous lineup.
Good bunt. Advances Parker over, and they're going to send her home. And they get her at home. So tried to advance the runner, got a little bit greedy trying to send Parker home, and Gatlin got the ball home in a hurry and got her out.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Neal of UMKC got a little greedy there and thought that, she might have been thinking that the play would have ended like those kind of plays did in game one with an overthrow or UVU not paying attention, and got a little greedy. A nice play by.
Oh, goodness. Deep ball.
Oh.
Going for the rob was Morgan Smith, and she missed it. Katie Kelly crushes the cover off the ball. We're lucky it's windy, or that might have hit the highway.
Yeah, I think that ball stayed in play, but Morgan Smith had a beat on it. It's too bad she couldn't come up with it.
That would have been one amazing play.
She was there too. She was right there for the play. Just unfortunate. It looks like she hurt herself on the play too.
Yeah, it looks like a hand or wrist type injury going into that wall. That can be so dangerous.
But I agree with you, though. That ball by Kelly, I mean, geez. That wind's not blowing in. That probably goes over. It wasn't hit necessarily hard enough to get through the wind, but I tell you what, Josh, this weather right now, we're about ready to roll in some rain, it looks like.
Oh, yeah, the clouds are getting dark. They're coming overhead. The interesting thing, Kyle, is the first three batters, 1 for 1, 1 for 1, 1 for 1. Everyone's getting a hit for UMKC. So Wolverines have got to really tighten things up on defense, especially if they want to survive, not allowing these 2 runs, because they have 2 runners in scoring position for UMKC. Kelly on second and Wyatt on third with Ramos up to bat.
Is up, and Ramos had 3 hits in that first game. So she was 3 for 3. I mean, it's a dangerous lineup to be facing.
Christensen delivers. Misses outside for ball 1. Looks like Morgan Smith was okay from that visit from the coach and the training staff. She will stay in the game. Beautiful pitch from Christensen. Evens the count at 1s. Ramos is hitting .390 now. She moved after that game. She moved into leading the team in batting percentage. And she hits a hard ground ball the Bounds way. And they keep the runner at third and second. Smart play.
Somebody wasn't paying attention for the Wolverines, because they could have picked off Kelly right there at second base too. She was that far off. Brianna Gatlin would have taken a throw to second. They could have picked her off easily. Had a double play, but nice play by Vansway to get that stop and to hold the runners at second and third.
Wolverines still holding it all together, battling tight. 2 outs now. Runners still on second and third. Christensen getting a Band-Aid or a tape job on her hand. Might be a blister.
I think she's got blisters because she, not this weekend, but a weekend before, she had some problems with the blister before too. So that could be from holding the ball too tight, or your hands slipping, or even fingernails kind of rubbing it, after you release the pitch. Used to have that problem when I pitched a little bit.
Foul ball. Right behind the backstop.
You get that, that blister right here on the edge of your finger. It's not fun. It makes for a tough grip, and it makes it painful to pitch, but you can pitch through it.
Now at bat, Marley Maples. with a great hit, but it goes foul. Wolverines are lucky to dodge that bullet. We can also thank the wind for that. Solid hit right down the right side line, but curves foul. And here's the pitch. Hits another ball foul.
It's a big pitch right here for Kaylee Christensen. You're up 0-2. You want to get out of the inning without giving up any runs, and you know Maples is a good, solid hitter, and be very important to get this out.
And they get her with the off-speed pitch. Take a seat.
That was a horrible off-speed pitch, but it ended up good because Maples went chasing after it, and you know you get the strikeout.
So Christensen survives, leaving 2 on is the Kangaroos. Wolverines look to jump to get a quick lead on the Roos when we come back. You're watching WolverineGreen.com. Leading off for the Wolverines is number 9, Morgan Smith. Starting pitcher for the Roos is the pitcher that finished for them, which is Ramos.
it's interesting that both coaches decided to stick with those pitchers that ended game 1. And I mean, it's not rare to see that because you'd like to stick with the pitcher that has momentum, and the way that in softball it doesn't put as much strain on it as you do in baseball. So on your arm as you do in baseball. So
Count is
makes it
1-1
so
to Smith.
pitchers can do that. Sorry.
All right, you're just fine. Ball 2, low and in the dirt. Morgan Smith had a pretty good game batting for the Wolverines. She had 2 hits in game 1. Hits a slapper. Third baseman misses it. That is Marley Maples.
Be interesting to see how difficult the score is with that. That should be an infield single. We'll see what they gave it an error. That should be.
So Maples picks up an error. Wolverines have their leadoff on base. Morgan Smith is also 11 for 11 from stolen bases, so she is great to have on base. The Wolverines look to advance her. Now up number 2, Megan Pay. With a stolen base, Morgan Smith advances into scoring position.
Yeah, her 12th still on the season. Still perfect at 12 for 12. You know, and it's what good leadoff hitters do. You know, you have to wreak havoc on the base pass and make yourself a nuisance.
And they look off Smith at second and get Pay out at first. So 1 down for the Roos. Ramos is 4.32 on the year, ERA with 7-5 record. This will be her 25th appearance. And leading and coming up to the plate for the Wolverines is Brianna Gatlin.
There's such a big hole right up the middle. I mean, if you see, look at where the shortstop's playing compared to where second base is. Brianna Gatlin just put one there. You know, that's all you have to do. And that was the difference in game one, I think, is that UMKC took what the defense was giving them in terms of their hitting.
Off-speed pitch, a little blooper, and it's going to get down. So Gatlin with a hit. So another person on for the Wolverines, but that does not advance Smith. So now the force is on for the Roos, and runners on first and second with Jalen Watson coming up to bat.
Gatlin was a little out in front of that off-speed pitch, but she put it where they weren't. Unfortunately, Morgan Smith didn't get a real good read. On where that ball was going to land, and didn't kind of play the wind, knowing that it was going to knock it down a little bit to keep it away from the center fielder, Brooke Parker.
Jalen Watson looking to do some damage. Looks like she put down a bunt. And another stolen base by Smith, and she's going home, and she's going to score. The Wolverines are on the board. Double still. So Gatlin moves over to third, all the way from first throughout that process. And it is 1-0 for the Wolverines. This is exactly what the Wolverines need to do. So Gatlin in scoring position, Watson up.
That was a great call by Nikki Palmer. A little aggressive move right there to get the ball rolling, and just an opportunity for the Wolverines to take the lead right there.
1 out for the Roos. Here's the pitch. Misses outside for ball 1.
A little bit of rain coming down right now, but that won't deter these girls from playing the game that they love.
Watson had an RBI last game. She has 10 home runs and 25 RBIs. She's second for the Wolverines in runs batted in. And she rips it, but that's into the head of the wind, and that's going to go foul.
It's a long foul ball. And today, right now is not a good time to hit the ball in the air because it's not going to go very far.
We're at 2-2, 1 out. Brianna Gatlin on third for the Wolverines, looking to score their second run of the game and their second run of this inning. Good, solid hit straight to the center fielder, though. Gatlin looking to tag, and she will score with no throw.
It's a great job of hitting by Watson right there to, put the ball in play, knock it to where you could score that run, and, the Wolverines up 2-0 here.
Back-to-back games now for Watson with RBIs. That will be her 26th of the season. 2 outs for the Roos, and Brittany Van's Way, who had a grand slam last game, is back up to bat, and she pops it to dead center. And the play is made, and that will end the inning.
I think that was hit well enough that it could have gone out, but that wind is just going to knock everything down that you hit that way now.
So that will end the inning. The first inning is done. The Wolverines scored 2 on 1 hit, 2 errors for the Kangaroos, so sides flip. When we come back, the Wolverines get their gloves on and look to go to work. You're watching WolverineGreen.com. Top of the second, number 11, Caitlin Christopher, who had a great game herself. In the game one, she had a home run and 5 RBIs. For the Roos is at the bat. She takes the first pitch. It is a called ball. Pitch popped up right behind us.
It's a good off-speed pitch right there by Kaylee Christensen to
Evens the count at 1.
to get her out in front of her, out in front of the pitch and to foul it back.
Christopher with a beautiful hit into the gap, right field. Romero chasing it down. Great relay, just not in time. Christopher beats the throw into second. She's in sliding with the double.
I tell you what, if I was UVU and Caitlin Christopher came out to bat, I would probably pinch where that Firehouse sub sign is, because that's where she hit her home run, and that's where she just hit that double. You know, it was a great piece of hitting that she just took what the pitcher gave her and drove it.
She has been on fire this series. These 2 games, she has just been hitting the cover off the ball. Christensen pitches low and outside. Now up, Alexandria Freelou, number 24, playing catcher. 1 on in scoring position for the Roos, looking to get back on those 2 they gave up in the first. Strike 1. Gets a sign from her catcher, Barrios. Off-speed pitch, very short and outside.
Good dig by Corey Barrios right there to keep the ball in front of her, keep that runner from advancing.
When you have runners on, it's such a responsibility as a catcher to keep everything in front of you, because you do not want the runners to advance. Barrios doing a great job, like you said, Kyle, there. Beautiful pitch, covering the outside of the plate. Christensen evens the count at 2s. Fans away, digs it. Gets over to Gatlin for out number 1.
Good play by Brittany Vansway on a tough hop right there, in between hop, and able to get the out with the runner still on third, but at least they got the out.
Christopher was able to advance over to third. And now stepping in is number 13, Allie Zimbrewski. She will be owning second base for the Roos. And she gets under that ball, but with that wind, it's going to stay in play. The left fielder making the play, tagging, throw is home, and the throw is off. So sliding in safely is Christopher, and the Roos are on the board.
It was a good play by Megan Pay to come in on that ball, and unfortunately the throw just got away from her, and the Roos put a run on the board to cut the lead to 1.
The Roos already have 4 hits today, so they are in this game. They have just hit so well in this series already, but the 2 errors are what stands out for the Roos this game. So flip-flop sides of game 1 and 2. Pitch to number 32, Kelsey Goodwin, her first appearance in the series. She is a freshman batting .243. She has a home run and 13 RBIs. And she rips one down the baseline of the left field. She's continuing, and she's going to be into second with a double.
Yeah, she just ripped one right down the left field line, and was in there for a double. I mean, that was a great job of hitting right there. You know, she took that pitch that was left too much shot on the plate and drove it into the left field fence.
So Caitlin Christopher led off the inning with a double, and now Goodwin with a double. And a little fly ball to Williams, and she snags it, and we are out of the inning. That was Brooke Parker with a little pop-up on the third baseline. Williams there to make the play, and the Wolverines are out of the inning. When we come back for the bottom of the second, the Wolverines look to see if they can ignite their bats to increase their one-run lead when we come back on WolverineGreen.com. Leading off the inning for the Wolverines is number 8, the right fielder, Aaron Romero.
I think Romero's got the best intro music when she comes up to the plate.
You like that, Jam?
AC/DC, TNT. Oh, yeah. Old school rock and roll. It's good stuff.
Good vibes. Romero in game 1 had a hit and an RBI for the Wolverines. First pitch was a strike. Second pitch, inside for ball 1. Ramos is still pitching. The bottom of the second. Off the end of the bat, driven deep. Center fielder number 1, Kendra Leach, the utility player, now playing outfield with a beautiful play. So 1 down for the Kangaroos as Taylor Williams steps in for the Wolverines, the freshman third baseman. She's batting .301. First pitch she's swinging after, and it's a foul ball. Second pitch, off speed, misses for ball 1, where 1's all across the board, 1 strike, 1 ball, and 1 out.
You know, Ramos, watching her in the first game, those last few innings, she really likes that off-speed pitch. She uses it a lot. She's able to throw it for strikes, which is important.
So far, she's given up 1 hit, 2 runs. She's faced 6 batters, and Williams hits another one to right field. And Katie Kelly is there for the play. She plays all over the place. She played first game at first base, and she's also listed as a pitcher. And now she's in right field. Very dynamic ball player. Now up for the Wolverines, number 16, the catcher, Corey Barrios. Takes first pitch, and it is a strike.
Yeah, you referred to Katie Kelly being able to play different positions. I mean, that's, if you're a ball player, that's what you want to be. You want to be able to play multiple positions and be able to help your team out any way that you can. Plus, I don't think they could afford to have Katie Kelly not in the lineup. So
She is an incredible
they have to
hitter.
find a place for her to play.
Off the end of the bat, beautiful play by Ramos, right back at her. She fields it perfectly and gets it over for the out. So quick 1-2-3 inning for the Kangaroos. Wolverines are going to have to come back out to the field and defend their 1-run lead when we come back. WolverineGreen.com. Top of the third, the Roos up to bat. Pinch hitter, Kendra Leach, playing center field, will be at the plate, facing Kaylee Christensen for her first at-bat of the series. First pitch just misses outside for ball one. Leach from Easton, Kansas. Misses again on the second pitch for ball two. Christensen falling behind in the count. Christensen getting the sign from Barrios. Fouls it off just behind us for the first strike of this at bat, 2-1.
You know, although Kaylee Christensen's given up 5 hits here through 2 innings, you know, she's not pitching bad. She's throwing strikes, and she's making key pitches when she needs to, which is important.
Christensen comes back with another strike to even the count at 2. Here's the pitch. Low and in the dirt. Falls short of the plate for a full count to Leach. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. And Christensen delivers, and it's high. Ball 4. Leach is on board to lead off the inning for the Roos.
That's the first batter that Kaylee Christensen has walked in the 11 batters that she's faced today. You know, so hopefully that's not a trend that starts right now in this top of the 3rd inning.
Now up, the ever dangerous Katie Kelly, batting .389. She's 1 for 1 with a double today. Christensen comes with an off-speed pitch, and it's in the dirt for ball 1. Kelly watches the ball go outside for ball 2. Christensen again falling behind in the count, 2-0.
Christensen's struggling a little bit here and going to have a talk with their catcher, Barrios.
Christensen over 35 pitches thrown today. She's given up 3 doubles. She has a strikeout and has a walked batter.
Katie Kelly, 15 home runs, 55 RBIs. She's dangerous, very dangerous, especially on a 2-0 pitch.
And a great pitch coming back, Christensen.
Yeah, great pitch on the inside portion of the plate right there, and that's a great pitch right there.
So now the count's 2-1, 1 on. Christensen delivers. It's low again. 3-1, hitter's count in favor of Katie Kelly. And she rips it down the third baseline, and it is foul.
It's a good thing for the Wolverines that went foul, because that was about to be extra bases right there.
Yes, that was a hard hit ball, perfectly down the line, just barely missed it. So full count now. Christensen came back and got into a full count.
Josh, I hate to break it to the fans and whoever's watching this game, but it is about to pour down rain right now in Utah County. You see the thunder and the clouds and the rain just rolling in.
And Kaylee Christensen gave another pitch, fouled off by Katie Kelly. It's a pitcher and batter's duel. We'll see who will win. Here's the pitch.
Good off-speed pitch right there that had Kelly way out in front. Good off-speed pitch.
Kelly has been battling. This will be at least the 8th pitch of the at-bat. And it is hit down the left field line. And it is just foul, is what it looks like. So pitch number 9 of this at-bat coming.
I'm wondering if Megan Pay wasn't able to get to that or if it just rolled off the fence because we don't have a good angle right here to see what happened down there. Or if the wind just took it and blew it over the fence.
Is awfully windy, and the 4th pitch is wild. So Katie Kelly is now on. So 2 on for the Roos as Cinda Ramos comes on, looking to increase her hit totals for the series and for the season. No outs for the Wolverines. The Wolverines starting to dig themselves in a little bit of a hole.
And again, back-to-back walks here for Kaylee Christensen. Not a good start to the top of the 3rd inning here. Should be not quite sure what Brittany Vansway was doing right there. She should have turned 2.
Very interesting.
1 out, but I don't think she realized that they should have been turning 2 there.
Wolverines are also leading the nation in double plays turns, so that's also why that was just such a weird play. But the Wolverines did get 1.
It's mental errors like that that could lead to big innings for teams, and that's the thing that UVU struggled with all season long. And again, a high changeup to Maples, and that's what she struck out on her last at bat, and she doesn't seem to be able to
catch up to that.
Catch up to it.
Hard ground ball to Hensley, and she keeps it in front of her but can't handle it. And 1 run will score to even the game. So Leach comes in to even it at 2, and Marley Maples is now on first. So runners on first and second. And the wind is starting to really pick up here.
The wind is starting to really howl right now. Luckily our tents are staked down, and they're not going anywhere right now. But man, the wind is all over the place, blowing straight in from center field, and it's going to have a big impact on this game, especially the way that the Wolverines like to play.
Caitlin Christopher, excuse me, up to bat. She's had a great series as well. She hit a double earlier today. She's also scored a run. Here's the delivery, and it's off the end of the bat, and it is foul. 2-1's the count, 1 out. Runners on first and second. 5 hits for the Kangaroos to the Wolverines' 1 hit. Pitch is called high for ball 3. 3-1's the count.
Christensen struggled a little bit here in this inning to find the strike zone, and it's really caught up to her as 1 run's already crossed the plate.
And another high pitch for ball 4. So the bases are now packed for number 24, Alexandria Freelu.
It's not a good statistic for Christensen that she has double the walks that she does strikeouts on the season. Never a good statistic right there.
Group meeting at the mound. See if they can talk to Christensen, help her relax and just calm down. work out of the jam. Forces on anywhere. And Freelou at the plate. She grounded 2 Vans away in her first at-bat. First pitch of the at-bat is high for ball 1. Christensen can just settle down and get some strikes thrown. Trusting her defense behind her.
Yeah, she's really struggling right now, and really struggling. She's got to make an adjustment here and bring the ball down and just let somebody put it in play. It doesn't matter what happens with it. This wind is getting crazy right now.
Sorry about that. I was battling the tent. Christensen. Great hit by Freelou. And only one will score, though. Quick defense by the Wolverines, but they surrender a run.
Yeah, the 6th hit of the game so far. And Freelou drives in another run. Bases are still loaded, and there's still only 1 out. I mean, it's just...
And now the rain is starting. Number 13, Zembruski, with the bases loaded. She has the lowest batting average in this lineup. But this is a team of hitters, and anyone can hit at any given time.
Yeah, I don't think it matters right now what player you're facing again. You know, from UMKC, they just like to hit, and that's all they've done this entire day. I mean, they have 18 hits over, you know, a game and a half so far, and it's just been incredible what they've done.
Kaylee's next pitch is high and outside. 1-1's the count. Fouls off the next pitch.
Not quite sure how much more of this game we're going to get in with the rain that looks like it's coming. It's starting to spit a little bit here, but
Gets a sign from Barrios. Pop up, it's going to be shallow, and it's going to drop. Romero overran it. And there's going to be 2 score for the Kangaroos. So now the lead increases to 4-2. They've scored 3 runs here in the top of the 3rd, and the rain is really starting to come down. Stepping in now is Kelsey Goodwin.
yeah, this
First
weather's
pitch was a
just not
strike.
good right now, but still bases loaded, 1 out. In a rough 3rd inning here.
And another hit gets through the gap. And it is now a 5-2 lead. 8 hits for UMKC as they have just crawled back from being down 2-0 early on in the 1st inning to scoring 4 in the 3rd.
And again, I mean, it's just UMKC just keeps hitting. They don't stop. 8 hits now total for this game, and just keeps going.
Wolverines are just trying to survive and get out of this inning. It's going to be hard. Bases are loaded, only one out. And a substitution for UMKC, Alex Gale, coming in to pinch hit. The rain is increasing still.
Field looks like it takes the water pretty good. It doesn't look like it's.
Christensen pitches, and it's a strike for an 0-2 count. One out. Wolverines looking to survive this inning after giving up 4 runs. Here's the delivery from Christensen, and it drifts outside. It's just a bad combo. A lot of wind and a lot of rain. Now we're having a meeting with the umpires and the coaching staff. They're discussing.
Umbrellas are going out too.
They're discussing about a towel that Christensen, the pitcher, has in her pocket. They're going to allow her to keep it. It's 0-1. 1 out. Actually, I believe there's 2 strikes.
The back of that's getting soaked. What is? The back of this.
Okay, you need to put it away. Let's let it, everything's getting wet. Put it away.
Pitch is popped up to third as Williams reads it, makes the play. 2 down for the Wolverines. Now up to bat, the top of the order. Leach is coming up to bat.
Okay, Clint says to say we don't have cover, so we have to end the broadcast and apologize, but live stats are available on the website. Because we go tell Sam.
So this just in, sorry we've been a little bit scatterbrained. We've just received word that the rain is making it so we cannot continue the broadcast. But there is a live feed on wolverinegreen.com. We appreciate you for listening. And stay tuned and go Wolverines. I'm Josh Monson and Kyle McDonald. Thank you very much.